Back inside Toyota Arena in Ontario, California. Josh Schaefer, Jared Chaffern with you. It's 2-1 Reign after 2 second-period goals in the second half of the second period to take a 2-1 lead. We apologize for any technical difficulties, but happy to be back with you for the third period.
Hey, we didn't miss any of the action.
It's preseason.
We apologize. The highlights we were showing got cut off, but if you really want those, they're available other places.
They are available. It is preseason for everyone. It is preseason for the boards at the red line.
Well, and not only that, but a reminder, too, it's preseason with this YouTube. That is not going to be the case during the regular season. We'll be on AHL TV, so make sure you grab your AHL TV package for the year. If you don't have it yet, we'll have all of our home games coming your way with us on the call. The road games will be on AHL TV as well. Great way to follow the Reign all season long if you can't make it out to Toyota Arena.
O'Regan wins the opening draw for the third period against Sutter. And then the puck into the right wing side. The Reign moving back down to the left side of the ice again here in the third. And San Diego breaks out of its own end. The goal is being announced, the second goal for Ontario. The go-ahead goal at this point for Jordan Spence. The rookie defenseman scores with the deflection, the assist to Johan Sodergren, and then the captain Brett Sutter, who gets the assist after winning the faceoff. So again, we didn't know who was involved, and that's the order it comes. Jordan Spence at 19:03 of the period from Sodergren and Sutter to give the Reign a 2-1 lead. Defensive zone draw here for Sutter against O'Regan, and he wins this one. Up the left wing side, the Reign over the red line, and then they gain the San Diego line. Up the left wing side, Sodergren chases it down. Sutter there as well, but the puck rolls along the end boards. O'Regan collects behind the net, and then right wing side. Thrown in front, looking for Dudas, but away from him. Up the right wing side, Hanault. Cuts to the middle, drops it off Limoges, and then deflected out of the zone. Limoges, the left wing side, cycled back to the blue line and escapes the zone all the way back into the San Diego end. Sharp shot over the net. Letheman watched it go. Carrick tried to send it back in. Madden chases it down against Bryce Kindop and backhands the puck into the zone. 3-yard plate it ahead. Sharp angled chance. Knocked aside by Eric Sinek behind his own net. And then right point forced out of the zone by Vinny Lettieri. And then lost the puck to TJ Tynan. Vinny Lettieri recorded 7 points in 5 games against Ontario last year. Right side, it rolls on net and covered by Eric Sinek. 3 goals, 4 assists for 7 points in 5 games. There were a lot of players who just padded their stats last year against Ontario, but 6 of San Diego's 7 leading scorers against the Reign from last season are not listed on the Gulls preseason roster. They've either left the organization, like the league's leading scorer, Andrew Podorowski, or they're currently playing with the Anaheim Ducks.
I was lucky enough to see Vinny Lettieri when he was playing junior hockey in the USHL, put up 56 points in 61 games. He absolutely dominated my team back then, so I know how Reign fans feel after last season.
He dominated a lot of teams in his time. Max Golod up the left wing side. Anderson, the defenseman, takes it to the front, but lost the puck behind the net. Through the trapezoid up the left wing side. Burke lays it off. A 2-on-1 chance for Ontario if they hurry. Johnson to the middle. Johnson through the circle. Shoots over the crossbar and wide to the right post.
You said if they hurry. Johnson was,
he
was scooting up the ice
there.
That was a nice rush.
He really hurried. And he had Fagema waiting with him, too. To create that 2-on-1 chance. Everybody from San Diego was forward as the defenseman Axel Anderson crashed the net. Hanault over his own line, mishandled, and then sent back into the San Diego zone. And Hanault chased it down. This is icing called against the Reign. 17:29 to go in the third period.
We'll see what the Reign do now. Josh, leading. How do you play with a lead? First time we get to see how they react to that. Don't want to go back to what we saw in the first period, which is San Diego controlling the puck. Want to have more time in the offensive zone if you're Ontario. And obviously we talked about the 2-on-1 opportunity. That was nice for the Reign. We'll see how they do on this face-off in their own zone here to the left of Letheman.
O'Regan against Dallas Girads, who had that fight against Hunter Drew in the first. Brogan Rafferty off the draw. And then loses the puck. Gerard's through the middle, up the right wing side for Doty. You got two fighters in tonight's game on that line. Nearly a turnover behind the net on Eriksson Ek, and then he did turn it over. Gerard's left point swung to the near side, or rather the far side, for Spence. We are on the opposite side of the ice from our cameras, by the way. Puck rolls left wing side, picked up by O'Regan. Seems like he's had a lot of ice time early in this period. Two players come together toward the San Diego line, and Doty went down. Stays on the ice, and then turned over toward the middle for Gerard's, but corralled by Rafferty and slung out of the zone. And now both teams will go off for a quick change as Lettman plays it for Spence, who has the go-ahead goal for the Reign. Spence over the logo at center ice, up the right wing side for Sodergren. But away from him, Sodergren chases it down. Turnover in front. Brouillard just threw it back out in front. Nearly poked into the net by the Reign.
Dudas had a piece of it but couldn't control it toward the goal, but he was in the right position after the turnover.
And sent back up over the blue line through the neutral zone, the length of the ice, with 16:20 to go in the third period.
There's a nice shift from that Gerard's, Doty, Kemp line, keeping the puck in the San Diego zone.
Right wing side with speed, glove down in the middle of the ice, and then center, tipped in front wide. Lettman didn't need to get a piece of that one on the bid from Lettieri. And behind the net, worked out by Ontario. Sodergren through the middle of the ice, over his own line, then to the right side for Dudas. Left side, long shot, glove save, a la Eriksson Ek, with under 16 minutes to go, 2 on Ontario.
You guys talked about it a lot when you were in Arizona for the rookie
over
tournament.
His own line, then to the right side for
a guy who didn't play really
side,
well
long shot
last year, and now finally getting himself back up to game speed. He had the rookie camp, he's had main camp with LA, now AHL camp, and finally getting some more opportunities, and he's looked good tonight.
Yeah, he has. And he was on a line in Arizona with Nikita Pavlichev, the two biggest players on the ice. They were, you knew when they were on the ice.
You'll always know when Nikita Pavlichev is on the ice. He's a guy who can really bring a little bit of everything. He's got some skill. He's obviously got the size, play in front of the net, and the guys really like him in the locker room. Really well-liked player on the team.
He's not in the lineup tonight. Was originally expected to be on that fourth line, centering that fourth line, but he ends up getting scratched, and Samuel Fagemo slots into the lineup tonight. Long shot from the right point, sailed wide, and then held in left side. Worked away from Zellweger through the middle of the ice. TJ Tynan flipped it up in the air, and then gloved down by Zellweger. Right wing side, Madden threw a check, cycled back up to the blue line, and Russell couldn't corral it. Golod flicks it out of the zone, and then poked back to the San Diego line and into the right wing corner. Ferk chases it down, throws a check on Zellweger, the young defenseman, and now up the right wing side. Through the middle, backhanded down into the corner, and then chased down by Vincent Marlowe. Run into the end boards, picked up by Ontario. They'll skate out, 5 minutes gone, third period. Fagemo takes a bump, glove down in the middle. Johnson maybe was a little too fast for that. He has been flying here in the third period, but a turnover. Drew enters the zone, nearly pickpocketed by Spence, and fired it wide. Right wing side along the goal line now, dropped off in front, saved by Lettman, loose puck in the crease, and John Lettman gets a whistle. Somebody lost a stick. It came flying toward the left circle, and it looked like another stick went down too. Lettman might have lost his stick.
Yeah, he did. Lettman dropped his goaltending stick trying to make that second save. He made a few, and then the traffic piled up on top, and he kept the puck in front of him. Reign still holding on to that 2-1 lead.
Always kind of a tough situation when you pull the goaltender or make a goalie swap midway through a game. Yeah. Of course, it's preseason. We did expect something like this to happen, maybe. Ingham looked really good to start. He saw a lot of shots early, pitched a shutout up to that point. And then
Ingham was phenomenal.
Ingham was really good tonight.
I can't say enough about what he did. Obviously preseason, so you're not too concerned about wins and losses, but he kept San Diego off the board when they outplayed Ontario. But
Lettman, since coming into the game, despite the one goal, it was deflection in front that found the back of the net, but ultimately he's looked pretty sharp too. Gron's long shot, save, Eriksson Ek the rebound. Reign took a whack at it, and now the players don't care that it's preseason as Brett Kemp gets into it with Perreault and is wrestled down to the ice. Perreault loses a helmet. The San Diego goal scorer tonight, and then puts his hands up like, what did I do?
Kemp took the extra whack. San Diego responds to it. Jacob Doty on the ice to help combat that response for Ontario. And again, Kemp, a guy on an AHL deal trying to make this roster, and he's not giving up on any pucks right now. The Gulls have a right to be upset about that extra little whack, but hey, that's how you play the game.
These two teams have not played like this is a preseason game tonight.
Yeah, we got 2 fights.
2 fights. One of them was a minute and a half.
Well, it's the first time we've had a real game of hockey here in the Inland Empire in a long time. It doesn't even count in the standings. You can only imagine what open night's going to be like next week.
Off the draw, squeaks out of the zone, and Helge Grans tracks it down. The last time these two teams met in this building, December 27th, 2019. That was 650 days ago. In front, backhand Badini, save Letheman, the rebound, another save Letheman. Puck right wing side, that draws some applause from the fans here at Toyota Arena. Thrown in front, sharp angle shot, another save Letheman. With 14:04 to go in the third period, 2-1 Ontario.
John Letheman, nice sequence for him. Couple good chances for San Diego right in front of the net. He stayed with the play, tracked the shot all the way through. 2 saves there. Face off back in the Reign zone. San Diego coming, Josh. They've got another good lead in shots on goal in the third period. Ontario holding that lead, but want to stay out of their own zone. Don't want to give up too many chances.
Reign outshot 33-20 on the night. Outshot in the first 15-6. Outshot in the second 13-10. A better period. So far here in the third, 5 San Diego shots to Ontario's 4. 33-20 San Diego on the night, but of course it is 2-1 Ontario. Banked off the far board, Sutter. Cross ice pass, entering the zone. Sodergren tried to throw it in front, it got blocked. Then the far side, it squeaks through. Limoges in on a break. Alex Limoges shoots and scores. Faked out the goaltender Letheman and just guided the puck through the 5-hole. And we're tied at 2 with 13:40 to go.
Beautiful move by Alex Limoges. He's got a lot of talent, and he found himself with all the room in the world. Didn't really put much on the shot, just the deke, and slid it right through the legs of Letheman. Really nice play by Limoges, and he ties the game.
That's a great goal from the former Penn State Nittany Lion, Alex Limoges. Ties the game, 2-2 with 13:40 to go here in the third period. Off the draw, back for Gauntz, the defenseman. So Limoges gets the goal. He scored last year, pretty big spots against Ontario toward the end of the season. Shot blocked, Kindop, right wing corner. Back to the blue line. Sent down behind the net. Zellweger comes in to pinch it off in the corner. Defenseman tries to work it free for Kindop, who took a bump. Went down to the ice. And the Reign work it out, 3-on-2 for Ontario if they hurry. Through the middle, Johnson right side for Fagemo into the corner. Fagemo cycles back behind the net. Thrown in front, Johnson couldn't pull the trigger. Knocked down by Fagemo. Takes a stick check, then Nick gets knocked down to the ice. Fans wanted a call, they won't get one. Long shot over the crossbar. To the right point, held in by Spence. Another long shot, tipped in front by Fagemo. They're going to say he knocked that down with a high stick. And the Reign touch up and a whistle with 12:46 to go, and the faceoff will come out of the zone.
Nice response by Ontario. Good shift in the offensive zone, getting opportunities, keeping the puck away from their net. And, I don't know if you can go back to that Limoges goal and call it, I don't know if it was a breakdown, just not really paying attention to see him there, but it was kind of an awkward bounce. The puck got by on the far wall there, and he was alone and not really anything anybody could do. Can't really fault Letheman. That was a really nice move.
Yeah, let's get another look at the move. He fakes like he's going to shoot, opens up the goaltender. Whew. Oh, man, that's filthy from Alex Limoges. And again, that was a broken play. It was a fortuitous bounce for him. And then he kept the play alive, had the breakaway, and scored.
Well, for me, obviously the Reign would have rather continued to lead it 2-1 at this point. But for me, this is a good situation for the preseason. You got a tie game late, opportunity to see what your team's made of in an even 2-2 game here in the last 12 minutes.
Opening night coming up for the Reign. Opening night coming up for the LA Kings. It's coming up this next week, October the 14th. 7:30 puck drop, and a division rivalry to get things going. It's the Kings and the Golden Knights next week at Staples Center.
I know you'll be there, Josh. Should be exciting to see the Kings get started. A lot of young talent on their roster and hoping to build this organization back up.
Kemp tries to force a turnover. Offensive zone he does. Gerads turns, throws it on net. Eriksson swipes it aside for Rafferty. Spins around his own net. Rain opening night coming up too next Saturday against these same San Diego Gulls. Hunter Drew back in his own end. The official scoring on that Limoges goal, he gets the goal, and Jacob Perreault gets on the score sheet again. He has the opening goal of the game for San Diego, and now an assist. 2-point night for the youngster Perreault. The right wing side, Doty enters the zone. Cross-ice pass, couldn't connect with Madden. Madden gets knocked down. Tries to keep the play alive. Tynan drops it back to the blue line to the right point. Shot from Russell, deflects on net. Loose puck, the rebound. Held in, Kazastool. Above the circle, waits and cycles down into the corner for Tyler Madden. Run to the boards by Brouillard. Tynan behind the net. Madden tried to cycle it free for him. And picked up by Carrick and lifted out of the zone. Kazastool cut off a forward, springing into the zone, and then tipped all the way out. This is icing called against the Rain. 11:25 to go in the third.
Nice positioning by Kazastool on defense. Stayed in front of his man. Took a beating for it a little bit, but did a good job to stay in front. Rain now back in their own zone for a draw.
11:25 to go, third period, tied at 2 between the Rain and the Gulls here in Ontario. Off the draw, Rain end up with it. Martin Ferk over his own line, up the left wing side from Madden. Takes a hard check, gets it deeper into the zone, backhanded off the side of the cage, and then up the left wing side. Held in by Spence, long shot that's blocked, and then into the right wing corner with 11 minutes to go. O'Regan mishandled. Gauntz keeps it in the zone, around the circle. Right wing side, Spence stepped away from one man. Spence got it back in the middle, but Perreault takes it away for San Diego. And then lifted back into the neutral zone. Limoges tried to find Perreault right side. Couldn't connect. Didn't get the pass all the way through. Back to the blue line, held in by the Gulls. Long shot over the glove of Letheman and then knocked out of the zone. Zellweger up the right wing side. Back into the zone, San Diego toward the goal line. Sharp angle chance off the side of the net, and it's in the back of the net. How did that find its way in?
Went right off the shoulder of Jordan Spence inadvertently, and he was involved in the Rain's second goal of the night, and just an unfortunate bounce. He was camped out at the side of the net trying to play the puck, and it went in off his shoulder.
And Brogan Rafferty scores to make it 3-2 San Diego. The defenseman off the post, off of his skate, off of Jordan Spence, and then in the back of the net. And so Brogan Rafferty, who saw one game last year, one game of action last season, it came for the Vancouver Canucks in the NHL, finds his way to San Diego and somehow finds the back of the net to give the Gulls a 3-2 lead here in the third period.
And the last two goals for San Diego, the last two goals for the Gulls.
There you go.
Have just been odd bounces, awkward plays. You know, you don't want to put yourself in a bad situation, but it's hard to fault anybody for what's happened there.
Player taken down in front. The loose puck can't be corralled by Ontario, and then out of the zone. Max Golod with help. Vinny Lettieri to his left. Knocked off the puck by Phillips, and the Gulls are offside anyway. So the goal for Brogan Rafferty, the assist to Alex Limoges. All the same players on the score sheet tonight for San Diego. Perreault from Brouillard, then Limoges from Perreault, and Rafferty from Limoges.
Yeah, and again, it's one of those plays. I like the reaction from Jordan Spence. You know, you got to get over it. It's preseason. You just got to move on to the next play. Again, he was involved in an Ontario goal, and now he's going to try to get Ontario back on the scoreboard. I'm sure he'll be right back out there in a moment, and, you know, just tough place at a tough time for him.
The Rain responded the last time they fell down. After the Perreault goal in the second, the Rain responded 2 minutes later with a goal, and then 5 minutes after that, they took the lead in the final minute of the second period. Nearly had a 3-0 lead, but Tyler Madden missed an open net. Under 10 to go, third period. It's 3-2 San Diego. The puck behind the net. Skated out by Ontario. Through the left circle, or the right circle, dropped off. Gaunt skates toward the net, shoots. Saved by Eriksson Ek, and the puck bounced behind the net into the trapezoid, and now San Diego with it. Carrick banks it off the end boards behind the net. And Marlowe turned it over, sent into the zone. Fagemo will chase it down and get there first. Backhands the puck through the trapezoid, behind the net into the corner, up top for Spence. He waits, sidesteps a man, into the circle. Spence, backhand, wide of the left post. Spence gets it back himself and tried to cycle it back up top for Gaunt, but it escapes the zone and San Diego can change. Good look there from Jordan Spence, the young defenseman. Johnson takes a bump, shrugs it off, but loses the puck, and San Diego out of its own end. Here's Spence again, drops it off, a 3-on-2 for Ontario, up ice, up the right wing side. Johnson into the corner. Tracked down Anderson, knocked it free for San Diego, and then Zellweger turned it over. Johnson will collect left wing corner for the Reign, dropped it back to the blue line, turned it over. Buddy Robinson, the veteran, through the circle, shoots into the netting and out of play. And it might have taken a deflection, which means it's a D-zone draw for Ontario. 3-2 San Diego after Brogan Rafferty's goal from Alex Limoges has given San Diego a lead. Here's that last look from Spence before we cut to break. The backhand, and then fired it just wide. Under 9 to go, 8:19 to go, third period. It's 3-2 San Diego, and we step aside from Toyota Arena. Back at Toyota Arena in Ontario, Reign opening night is right around the corner. October 16th, that's next Saturday. 7 p.m. puck drop right here in the Inland Empire. It's the Gulls and the Reign for AHL opening night. 3-2 San Diego, and off the offensive zone draw, the Gulls can't hold it in. Now they'll send it back in with 8 minutes to go here in the third period. They lead 3-2 on Brogan Rafferty's goal. Former Vancouver Canuck, played all of one game with the Canucks last year. Tipped in front, save Eriksson Ek, and the puck in the trapezoid behind the cage. Madden back to the blue line for Grons, looked along the blue line, then throws it down into the corner. Hano worked it free, and now Rafferty, the goal scorer, lifts it back into the neutral zone over Grons, and he'll have to collect. Former Kings second-round pick from a couple years ago. First North American professional season upcoming here in Ontario. Madden taken down, or rather Doty. Left wing side. Reign looking for a goal with 7.5 to go here in the third. Gerads tried to flick it in front, got deflected, skated out by San Diego. The left wing side, Braden Tracy shoots a sharp angle chance and into the netting, out of play with 7:09 to go.
Last chance for the Reign in front. Came off a redirect by TJ Tynan. He was flying up the ice. He plays the game at such a quick speed. That's really good for these young players that he's going to play with here in Ontario as long as he's here. He could get called up to LA, but as long as he's here, he's going to play with some of these young guys and really push the pace, and that helps prepare them for what they're going to see when they get to the NHL level.
D-zone draw for the Reign, taken by Sutter to the right of the goaltender Letherman. Off the draw, shot shuffled wide to the right post. Held in by Anderson, right side. Just outside the circle, along the boards, back to the blue line. A shot that's blocked, sent out of the zone, right up the middle. Sutter holds up above the circle, lays it off. A shot off the side of the goaltender, maybe off the side of the net, and then picked up by San Diego. Stretch pass for Golod. over his stick and then collected by Russell. Sidesteps Golod and then behind his own net. The left wing side, the Reign almost caught with too many men.
Looked like they did.
I thought they were for sure. Sodergren was kind of just standing at the blue line waiting to hop on the bench and had the puck played right at his feet. Knocked down between the dots, poked away, and now Vincent Marlowe throws it behind the net. Shoulders off a man in the corner, then behind the net for Russell. Still right wing corner, 6 minutes to go, third period, 3-2 San Diego. Played in front, intercepted by Ontario. They skate out of the zone, and Burke goes flailing into the boards, lost an edge on the blue line.
Yeah, really awkwardly lost that edge and went like writhing to the ice, but he gets right back up. He's okay.
The logo at center ice, flicked into the right wing corner, but Hano chases it down. Nope. Steps out from behind the net, up the right wing side. Gauntz went to throw a check and then did not. Up the right wing side, and the Reign can't get it deep. Madden would have been offside, and now Spence touches up, and the Reign are offside. Under 5.5 to go. .524 to go here in the third period. It's 3-2 San Diego, and we'll take a brief timeout here at Toyota Arena. Coming down to the wire in Game 1 of the AHL preseason. 3-2 San Diego on Brogan Rafferty's go-ahead goal from Alex Limoges at 9:30 of the period. Jordan Spence tracks this down. San Diego and Ontario, the first of 2 preseason games between these two clubs, and then opening night coming up next weekend. The Reign are offside over the San Diego line.
Not really sure why Martin Ferk was so far in to the offensive zone there. Play blown dead because he was way ahead of the blue line, and it ended up costing the Reign a chance. We'll see how they respond to that, but I'm not sure what that was. Probably just a little bit of a preseason mistake there from Ferk and the Reign.
5:10 to go, and San Diego wins a neutralized faceoff. Glove down by Gauntz. He's had a lot of ice time here in the third period. Ferk throws a check, nearly forced a turnover. In the end boards, Rafferty works the puck free. Hano, stretch pass, knocked down in the neutral zone, looking for Tracy. Enters the zone, the youngster Braden Tracy. Second round pick a couple of years ago for Anaheim, or a first round pick, make that, back in 2019. Spence and Tracy have it locked between their skates, and then we get a whistle. Tracy did see a little bit of action last year for San Diego. That was prior to the WHL resuming play last year. Of course, the Canadian junior leagues did not play a full season. The Ontario League didn't play at all, which allowed Quentin Byfield to play for Ontario all year when he should not have been able to. The Quebec Major Junior League ultimately played, and then the WHL played a very, very short season. So Tracy did log a few games for the San Diego before going back to the WHL in Western Canada. Off the draw, Carrick, big blast, deflected wide. Ontario just over the blue line, but San Diego pickpockets, and Bedini skates through the middle, dropped it off left side, but Buddy Robinson had to go back to the bench. He didn't have a stick. Johnson nearly tangled up with the puck, does get the puck back, and Ontario's in onside, but can't get it deep. Intercepted by Perreault. Carrick and Perreault up the left side, off for Golod. Down into the corner with the goal scorer, Jacob Perreault, who started the scoring, tracks it down, plays it along, but then has it taken away by Ontario. The white sweaters through the logo at center ice. Intercepted by Carrick. Hands it off for Marleau. Darts above the circle, shoots, pad save, rebound above the left wing circle, still sitting there. They try to go back to the blue line, but it's knocked down, and Ontario skates it out of its own end. 3:45 to go in regulation, 3-2 San Diego, game one of the AHL preseason. And up the left side, Olin Zellweger, the young Canadian defenseman. Works a puck free from a rain forward, but then turns it over. Doty with Gerards to his left. Doty into the corner on the backhand, throws it in front, and then it's knocked behind the net by Kemp, who gets it back. Cycles up top, Kazastool along the blue line. Russell, long shot, glove save, Eriksson Ek, and a whistle with 3:14 to go.
Well, now's the time for Ontario. They trail by one. We see everybody push forward, start taking some more chances into the offensive zone, try to redirect more shots to the net. San Diego close to 40 shots on goal in tonight's game. Ontario at 26. They'd love to just get to 30 and get a couple more opportunities to try to get back in this game, trailing 3-2.
And we'll keep an eye on the goaltender, John Letherman, as we approach the final few minutes of the third period. Offensive zone face-off for Ontario. The captain, Sutter, pokes it along. Sodergren throws a check in the corner. Worked free by Rafferty. He's got the go-ahead goal and then played behind the net. The net comes off its moorings, and they're playing on.
Giving San Diego a chance to continue their rush here.
Limoges touches up in the corner. There is no penalty upcoming, and now it's touched up. And we get a whistle. I mean, the net did not get bumped off. It was rammed off its moorings. Here's another look at it. Sodergren on top of Hano, and I think he just lost an edge. Wasn't even much of a collision at all. I think Sodergren just got tripped up or tripped himself up and went down. The linesman gets the peg back in the ice, and then the post goes back in. Eriksson Ek rocks the net back and forth, making sure it's on. D-zone draw for the Reign coming up, 2:52 to go. To the right of John Letherman.
Reign have not really challenged Eriksson Ek tonight. It's been a relatively easy 50-plus minutes for him. Allowed a couple goals, but he's got his team in front. Reign haven't really pinned San Diego back into their own zone for any significant amount of time.
A couple players come together in the neutral zone. It's Limoges, and it looks like Marcus Phillips. Jabbing at each other, too. Hano plays it off the boards for O'Regan up the left wing side. Danny O'Regan into the corner. Run into the boards by Sodergren. Under 2.5 minutes to go. 3-2 San Diego on Rafferty's go-ahead goal. 2 goals in the third period for San Diego after entering the period trailing 2-1. Puck springs free. A couple new players on the ice for the goals. It's flipped over the San Diego line, then knocked down by Carrick. Plays it aside for Tracy. Talked about him just moments ago. And now Perreault tries to center for Kindop. It got knocked down, but then back for Perreault. Brouillard through the slot. Shoots, and a save by Letherman with 1:54 to go.
Really like the game in the third period, especially from Trevor Carrick. Older guy for this San Diego team. And he's been steady back there defensively. A little bit of everything in his game. He's done some nice things on the offensive end, wearing a letter on his chest. He's going to be one of their leaders this season, and he's showing it tonight.
But the later you get into this game, you're starting to notice it's more defensive zone draws for Ontario, which is not a good thing if they want to start looking for chances to pull the goaltender here. Under 2 minutes to go. There goes Letherman out of the net, but the Reign don't get it all the way deep into the zone until Carrick skates it in deeper himself. Tynan across for Furk, above the circle, rims it around the boards. Held in right side by Tynan, drops it back to the blue line. Long shot, blocked in front, the rebound, knifed aside. Spence can't pinch it off. Golod up ice in a 2-on-1, tries to center, had it deflected and pickpocketed. The Reign's still alive. The minute and a half to go. Tipped into the zone. Fagemo chases it down. Zellweger gets there first. Drops the puck back for O'Regan. He waits. Eats up some time as he's pressed into the boards by Madden. Knifed away from him, then steps on top of it and gets it back as Fagemo tries to dig it out. And then flicked out of the zone with 65 seconds to go. And both teams might try to change a little bit. The Reign will not get a full change. San Diego wanted to, but then they won't either. Final minute of regulation, 3-2 San Diego. The net open at the far end of the ice. Tynan takes a bump, can't hold it in. Spence does at the right point. Drops it back for the AHL MVP Tynan. Back to the blue line. Spence shoots wide. Collected by Fagemo in the corner. Cycles the puck back to the right wing side. Tynan into the corner. Tynan back and forth with Burke. And then they have it lifted out of the zone towards the empty net and steered wide by Furk with 30 seconds to go. Another chance here for Ontario. Tynan over the logo at center ice. Gains the San Diego line. Up the left wing side. A shot. Save. Rebound. Knifed aside into the circle. Limoges lifts it out of the zone with 15 seconds to go. Kindop, fresh legs, tracks it down. Into the corner with 13 seconds left. They center. They shoot. They score. And that will ice it at Toyota Arena tonight. And inevitably, it's Vinny Lettieri who scores. And San Diego makes it 4-2 over the Reign with 10 seconds to go. There's a look at that chance right there with the bouncing puck in front, and there was just no Reign stick on the end of it.
A few looks for Ontario late, but didn't get the real pressure that you would have liked with the extra attacker out. And, you know, that was a long time that the Reign had their net open. Eventually came back to bite them with just a few seconds left.
Final few seconds tick off the clock, and that will do it for game one of the preseason. Final score, San Diego 4, Ontario 2. 3 third-period goals for the Gulls tonight, and they win game one of the preseason 4-2. A first period where it seemed like the Reign were outplayed, but went into the intermission, deadlocked with the Gulls at 0-0. Went into the second period, were outshot again by the Gulls, but were far from outplayed. They scored 2 goals, both in the second half of the period. Took a 2-1 lead into the third. But then in the third period, despite being a fairly even third period, all the goals coming from San Diego, and they were outshot in the third. They win tonight's game, a final score of 4-2.
We're going to have to see some more from Ontario on Monday. Just the preseason, but like to see more energy from them at Honda Center. Chance to get the Gulls back in not their building, but in Anaheim's building coming up on Monday.
Final shot totals tonight for Ontario. 12 in the third for a 3-period total of 28. For San Diego, 10 in the third for a 3-period total of 38. Ontario was 1 for 1 on the power play tonight. San Diego 0 for 1. Not too many penalties tonight that did not involve fights. So for what it's worth, I don't think the players cared that it was preseason. We saw 2 heavy bouts tonight. Recapping the scoring in the first period, or rather in the second period, Jacob Perreault at 9:53 for San Diego scored, the assist to Nicholas Brouillard. That's just the first time tonight that Perreault would be on the score sheet. 2.5 minutes later, Aiden Dudas on the power play scores his first of the preseason, the assist to newcomers Braden Burke, who came over in the trade with the Coyotes, and Helge Grans, the Kings' former second round pick, who played professionally in Europe last season. And then, with under a minute to go in the second period, it was Jordan Spence. A lot of hype around him heading into his first preseason as a really talented offensive defenseman. He scored the assist to Johan Sodergren and Brett Sutter at the end of the second period, but it was all goals in the third. Alex Limoges from Perreault at 6:20, Brogan Rafferty with the go-ahead goal from Limoges at 9:30, and Vinny Lettieri, who else would score in this one but the guy who torched the Reign last season, the empty netter for Lettieri at 19:50 of the period, and San Diego wins game one of the preseason, a final score of 4-2. These two teams are back in action on Monday in Anaheim at the Pond Honda Center. A 7 p.m. puck drop between the Reign and the Gulls. We will not be on YouTube for that one, but we will have an internet radio stream on OntarioReign.com. That's Monday at Honda Center in Anaheim, the Gulls and the Reign to round out the preseason before opening night between these two clubs once again next Saturday here at Toyota Arena. For Jared Shaffrin, our producer, Tyler Booyer, and the rest of our production crew tonight in Ontario, I'm Josh Schaefer saying so long. We'll talk to you on Monday. And until then, Have a great night, everybody.